Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who as well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Ainan. The title of this video is All Roads Lead to More M.O.T.B news. Basically, it's a blowing of the trumpet on the moves of Esau Edom regarding the M.O.T.B and what they're trying to implement on the planet Earth. Let me play this real quick.
It is a $40 billion investment with global impacts, and Arizona is the stage. The TSMC.
All right, I just want to make sure that wasn't going to cancel out my sound. Anyway, we have here ground news. This was posted 1 day ago in Ohio, I believe, or I don't know if this is because I'm in the state of Ohio right now. I believe that's where I'm at. This says the Great American Microchip Mobilization. Under Donald Trump and Joe Biden alike, the U.S. has been determined to reshore chip making. Now money and colossal infrastructure are following to a vast Intel site in Ohio, just as the company may be falling apart. Now, basically, this is just one of the many sites, I guess, that they're pushing and putting money into regarding this chip making. So, I believe that's it on that. So this is the second article. It says U.S. finalized 6.6 billion chips award for TSMC ahead of Trump return routers. So basically, we're going to be getting Revelations 13, of course, and just talking about the M.O.T.B and what they're trying to implement into it and what they're doing. It says U.S. finalizes 6.6 billion chips award for TSMC ahead of Trump return routers. Right. It says the U.S. Commerce Department has finalized a 6.6 billion government subsidy for Taiwan Semiconductors Manufacturing Co.'s U.S. unit for semiconductors production in Phoenix, Arizona. So this is the site that we're going to be doing. One of the sites, Phoenix, Arizona. It says that this contract is the first major award under the 52.7 billion program created in 2022. The TSMC's agreement include up to $5 billion in a low-cost government loan, with at least $1 billion expected to be released by year end. So basically, they have these chips. And I'll say Salaki. I'm just trying to remember, which is upsetting because I did this video, and now instead of just speaking, I'm trying to remember what I said. Which is interfering with me just teaching. So anyway, the U.S. Commerce Department has, finalized this $6.6 billion government loan to this Taiwanian semiconductor manufacturer, right? That's placed in Arizona. And basically, this is two heads of the same beast, which goes into that, which we'll get in Revelations. So I'm going to just read some of these articles here. It says, reward TSMC to set up a factory in the U.S. with 6.6 billion. Biden administration signs final deal just before Trump takes office. It says the U.S. Department of Commerce announced on Friday, November 15, that the U.S. government signed a final agreement with the U.S. branch of Taiwan Integrated Circuit Manufacturing Company, TSMC, on the same day. And Kahalo Yahweh watch me outside. I didn't delete, these things up here. So I still have that. On the same day to provide TSMC with a grant of 6.6 billion US dollars to reward TSMC for building 3 factories to produce cutting-edge semiconductor chips in Phoenix, Arizona. Right. So you have multiple sources here, basically saying the same thing. You have different numbers of how much money, was sent. Let me see. Oh, you click that and it opens up the article there. Moving on. So I searched up semiconductor production in Phoenix, Arizona. It says on over 1,100 acres in Phoenix, TSMC Arizona is the foundation for innovative environment in the U.S. This Phoenix, Arizona semiconductor fabrication facility will be the most advanced on U.S. soil with more than 20,000 chips wafer per month production capacity. So they're able to make 20,000 chips per month with this new one. They said three, so with one facility they're able to make 20,000 per month, and they have three facilities in the process of being built, and this is just in Phoenix, Arizona. So this will be the most advanced on U.S. soil with more than 20,000 chips wafer per month production capacity. So more than 20,000. So it could be anything, right? Maybe 27,000. All right. So I typed in semiconductor and RFID. Semiconductors are a key component of radio frequency identification tags and are essential for the semiconductor manufacturing process. RFID tags use semiconductors to generate and receive radio signals, process data, and store information. The size of the semiconductor wafer determines the storage capacity of the RFID chip, right? And this goes to the M.O.T.B system, that the M.O.T.B, the RFID chip that they put in your left hand, your right hand, or your forehead, right? Wherever they put it. And they use Taiwan to do that. And I also said, now I remember, that they're building, this facility, which is a Taiwanese facility over here in America. So I was saying that it's smoke and mirrors when Trump says, he's going to cause Taiwan to, pay for the defense over there, when they could care less if they have the what they really want, which is the chip making part of that here in Babylon the Great. Right, so they can push out their chips and control the people. So they could care less about Taiwan, if they have those chips here, basically. Anyway, it says semiconductors are a key component for radio frequency identification tags and are essential for the semiconductors manufacturing process. RFID tags use semiconductors to generate and receive radio signals, process data, and store information. The size of the semiconductor wafer determines the storage capacity of the RFID tag. RFID tags can be attached to individual components and products to track their progress through the manufacturing process. This helps manufacturers identify and resolve quality issues, reduce errors, and improve efficiency. RFID can also help with inventory management by tracking the location and availability of materials. So they can track location of people also. RFID sensors, semiconductor technology advances have led to smaller, more energy efficient, and more powerful RFID sensors. This has expanded the range of applications for RFID sensors, making them an increasingly important part of the Internet of Things. And the Internet of Things goes into their fourth industrial revolutions, connecting man with machine, and connecting human being with the cloud, right? It says RFID works similarly to a barcode, using radio waves to recognize objects or people. RFID tags contain a microchip and an antenna, and the tag and a reader exchange data through the antenna. Also point out and said that you have what is it? The Neuralink that goes into your brain that they're working on. Elon Musk is working on that, and of course other people. You have the RFID chip that goes in your right hand, and basically, you may be able to interact with the two, similar to Cash App, right? The green app, which they killed the guy that owned that for whatever reason. You can maybe use the Neuralink part, because just like I'm controlling this computer here with my mouse, they have people that are using Neuralink to control it with their mind. So the two can connect to each other possibly, and you could use your Neuralink brain chip to connect to your RFID chip and make it do things as in send money to individuals like Cash App, right? Or just how Cash App, you go on your phone and send money, so you can use the two the two will work together basically. I don't really know. I'm not making it. I'm not taking it, so I'll never know. But those of you might know. I don't know. Anyway, what chips does Taiwan produce? It says Taiwan produces a majority of the world's advanced semiconductor chips, including those used for artificial intelligence, AI, and quantum computing. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSMC, the world's largest chip maker, TSMC, produces nearly 90% of the world's most advanced chips. TSMC supplies chips to Apple, Nvidia, Qualcomm, and was the first to produce 5 nanometer and 7 nanometer chips. So basically, they were the first in the world to make a really, really small chip that's able to fit into small, grain-like devices that could possibly go in your right hand. Right. So as you can see, these Taiwan chip makers are important to Babylon the Great because they have a small chip they're trying to put into people. Right. And like I said, they are moving these plants to Arizona, where this TSMC can continue to produce these smaller chips, because obviously they're having problems over there in the China Sea regarding Taiwan, and things can heat up and get problematic for them, which it will. Right. It says other chip makers. Taiwan semiconductor industry also includes UMC, which received initial investment for both private and public sources. I said here that private could be your banking elites, the Rothschilds, whoever else, in public sources, as in your government entities, or even people that are on the front page. Basically people that you see like Donald Trump or Bill Gates, right? ITRI built Taiwan's first 3-inch wafer fabrication plant in 1977. So, from 1977, they've been making moves to make these chips extremely small. So how much more, and better are these chips now here in 2024? As you can see, we're at the 5 nanometer mark, right? That's how small they are, and they're getting smaller. It says microchips are used in many industries, including computers, smartphones, and everything else. What is a 5 nanometer chip? Is what I searched up in Google here. A 5 nanometer chip refers to a microchip where the individual transistors, it says are incredibly small, measuring around 5 nanometers across, signifying a highly advanced generation of semiconductor technology with increased processing power, reduced power consumption, and a higher density of transistors compared to older chip designs. Essentially, it means the chip can pack more transistors into a smaller space, leading to better performance. Key points about 5 nanometer chips: small size, right? RFID chips. Let's see if I can search that up and show you. Yeah, here you go, right here. See RFID right here. There you go. There's one right there. See how small it is. So they need these really tiny, small chips like that to fit into this thing, so they can track you and see, here you go. This grain of rice right there. You see it? Grain of rice, chip, real small. There you go. Caragma, right? It's the mark. There you go. That's what it looked like. So if you see it, avoid it. All right. Key size, small size. Key point, small size. Nanometer is a unit of measurement of 1/1000th of a meter. So 5 nanometer is extremely tiny. Due to the increased transistor density, 5 nanometer chips can generally operate faster and more efficiently than older generations. Smaller transistors typically use less power, making 5 nanometer chips more energy efficient. Producing 5 nanometer chips requires highly advanced manufacturing techniques and specialized equipment, And that's why you have the most advanced on U.S. soil, right? Arizona Semiconductor's fabrication facility will be the most advanced on U.S. soil with more than 20,000 a month per place built, and they said they have about 3 of them. All right. In a real-world commercial practice, 5 nanometer is used primarily as a marketing term by individual microchip manufacturers to refer to a new, improved generation of silicon semiconductor chips in terms of increased transistor density. And they said basically when they insert this chip into you, it'd be covered in some type of silicone, material that will, basically just melt away into your body or whatever. So here's a video, and this video is from 8 months ago, but there's videos on the same. Let me see if I can find that right here. See, you got stuff happening 1 day ago, 3 days ago, all of that.
It is a $40 billion investment with global impacts, and Arizona is the stage. It is a $40 billion investment with global impacts, and Arizona is the stage. The TSMC semiconductor facility in North Phoenix is a massive undertaking for all entities involved.
And the payoff promises to be huge. 12 News journalist Allison Rodriguez was granted special access to the site and looks at the progress that's being made. TSMC is probably one of the biggest, most important companies in the world that many people have never heard of.
But Arizonans are going to want to get familiar. Brian Harrison is the president of TSMC Arizona, part of Taiwan's semiconductor manufacturing company, the largest chip maker in the world. They make the chips that are in things we use every day.
Whether it's your watch, your Fitbit, your toaster, your refrigerator, and the automobile is another great.
12 News has been following the $40 billion investment to build 2 TSMC chip-making facilities in North Phoenix. The industry calls these facilities fabs. This is the largest foreign investment in Arizona history, with TSMC serving companies like Apple.
In a fab, in the military terms, it would be like forward operating base. Basically because, when you think about Revelation 13 and them basically trying to implement these chips to everyone, this could be one of those, fabs or forward operating bases where, most of the work is being done and then the chips are being rolled out, to the civilians.
Intel.
But I think that's FOBs. I'm sorry. It could be the same thing though.
Video. Recently, the project celebrated a construction milestone on Fab 2.
So we're granted this special access to this very active construction site. As a matter of fact, we've got the cranes moving right now. They're working on Fab 1. This one's a little bit further along. It's set to start production in 2025. Fab 2, this one right here behind me, could start production as early as 2027.
All right, so what I was going to say also is the fact that, they already have the chips. That's why you see individuals already have these chips, walking around with it and things like that. This is more so, in my humble opinion, like I said, the fact that things are heating up over there in the China Sea regarding China, Taiwan, and U.S. And they're moving these Taiwanese plants here on U.S. soil, and they're moving, obviously, the people that make them here on U.S. soil. And that way, U.S. is, they feel like they're okay if anything major does happen to take place over there in Taiwan, right? They will have the facilities here already in USA, right?
The construction is Senior Superintendent Jim White.
We call it feeding the beast. Especially when you have a beast like this, you got to be able to feed it.
He's worked on.
All right, so they call it feeding the beast, and that is the beast system, the M.O.T.B system of Babylon the Great. I got Revelation 13 and 11, right? Because these are going to be the facilities that push out those chips, nanometer chips for the RFID chips. Anyway, Revelation 13 and 11, it says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." And once again, You know, that is going to your political parties, Democrat and Republican. And you see here, Biden is of that Democratic Party. It says Biden administration signs final deal just before Trump takes office, right? So once Trump takes office, Trump will not cancel out or stop what's happening with these facilities being built, because this is a part of their plan to push out that M.O.T.B. But they spake as it. That's why it says, but they spake as a dragon. But he spake as in he, Esau, Edom, the wicked of the earth. Right? Job 9:24 says the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Let's grab that. It says Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? So basically, covering the faces of the judges thereof. Oh man, I had said so a lot in that video. You know, Esau, you know, they really hate the men of the Lord and those that rebuke and negate and the righteous, you know, and it shows, you know, therefore they will be destroyed for it. But the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So I pointed out that, you know, Elder Apostle Ramlov kind of went into a video about this last night while I was driving. But anyway, him covering the faces of judges thereof goes into the fact that the Roman Empire was destroyed, and then it rose up to the rebirth, which is the Renaissance, you know, after the Dark Ages. And when he came into power, he went out to deceive the nations, and he covered the faces of the judges thereof, right? And that's because he did something called whitewashing, iconoclasm, right? The facing of images, knocking the noses off sculptures of the so-called, you know, the blacks, right? And then I went to Job, First Maccabees, you know, so you can understand this is my second time doing this video. So that's why I'm saying it like I'm saying it. First Maccabees 3:48, but hey, the scriptures, you know, they're here, they're not changing. And get edified. I believe it's 3:38, 48. This is First Maccabees 3:48. It says, and laid open the book of the law. This is just the point. It says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. So the heathen tried to whitewash and paint themselves and steal heritages like they do, you know, onto our images and our statues and our things, right? So I have here Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2:5, it says, yet also because he transgressed by wine, which is his policy. Another thing I want to throw out there is Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. He shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And that's because right now, currently, for the most part, you know, different brothers do videos and different things like that where they're saying, you know, they being Esau, even the so-called white man and the Shittomite, are saying that these devices are not in Babylon the Great. Currently, you know, they're being, you know, worked on in other places, but that's because Esau, Edom, the likes of Bill hates. They go out to these different nations, these vassal states that they have embassies in, and that people look up to them and they say, you know, this is what you should do. This is what you should work on. This is how you should do it. There's even a standard in, you know, a guideline on how the M.O.T.B system should be implemented. And it was produced, you know, by Esau, even the so-called white man, right? USA, Babylon the Great, regarding safety concerns and procedures and standards and how it should operate, you know, that way, you know, it's safe and it's fair, you know, and it's not compromisable, so they say. But Esau Edom wants to use this to control, right? So through his policy, which is how he sets up the standard of the M.O.T.B system and what, you know, how it should be used. And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And what is he trying to prosper in his hand? That M.O.T.B system that he's going to try to implement around the world. And he's doing just that. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Basmiel Shai. It says, he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And also that's going to the fact that, you know, he's peacefully humbly crouching himself to individuals, telling them to make this M.O.T.B system, in the way that he wants it to be made, right? He's setting the standard for it. I did a video on that a while ago regarding that standard of the M.O.T.B. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand, right? So that's him thinking that he can destroy, Yahweh Shai when he comes, but he cannot. So Habakkuk 2:5, it says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, once again, which is his policy. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathers unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So he's going about around the world, heaping unto him all nations and people, trying to, push his policies and his laws on them and telling them what to do and how to do it. Now, get rid of that. Revelation 13:11, it says, now beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. So that same policy they're trying to implement is that M.O.T.B system, right? Even though they have Republican and Democrat, and you see Biden here implementing these facilities to be built, Trump, even though he's saying that, he's going to cause Taiwan to pay for the defenses, none of that really matters if you have what you want, which is those chips being built here in Babylon the Great. It says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he does that by copying the same exact formats of the Roman Empire, right? Whether it goes to your government, into how your buildings look, into your laws and your policy. That's what he does, right? It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth inside of men, right? And that's because the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, gave Esau his blessing, which is the sword, and the Most High has created these nuclear missiles and these bombs for the last days to ultimately use them on Babylon the Great, right? So, but he allowed Esau to have it first and to destroy his enemies, and that is a great wonder that they've seen, and that's why they said, who was like unto the beast, who was able to make war with this beast that has such power, right? It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? And that's going to, basically he's going to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive this mark. And you don't have the mark, you won't be able to continue in society, because you will need that mark to buy and sell. And buying and selling is how you live here on planet Earth, to get what you need: food, water, clothing, those different things. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the point. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And we have the RFID chip, which I showed you images of it. It's being built. People are using it now. You have something called Neuralink that goes into the foreheads or the brains of people. I also said how you could possibly connect the two together to send out money and different things, kind of like if your doctor calls you, and say, hey, I need your files for this, or I need this and I need that, and it's all on your chip, and because of, safety and hacking and different things like that, you're the one that's able to send out or authorize the files to be released. I don't know, right? It says Revelation 13:17. But the point is, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. So you need this mark to continue in society and to buy or sell to get the things that you need, right? It says, or the number of the name, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 666. And ultimately, you still need this mark, because as we go into it, this is a Chi Psi stigma 666. It says, 600. It's 666, right? 666. Chi Psi stigma. The X goes into the fact that they X'd out Yahweh Shai here. They X'd out Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? Everything that it stands for. That's why you have things like LGBTQs. Basically, they're contrary and against everything that the Bible stands for, right? That's why you have all manner of wickedness happening here in planet Earth. You have this E-looking character that goes into the wisdom, the left hand sorceries, right? enchantments and things that they use regarding, pushing the things that they push out. And you have this C character here, which is the stigma, which is the mark, which will be something imprinted. As you can see, child size stigma 666. And then you get Galatians 6:17. I got pulled up here. It says, from henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, right? So basically, you get the part right here. It says marks. This also goes to stigma, and this is a mark pricked or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name of the stamp of their masters, or a commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in his way with the token of their gods. And this is what Esau even wants to do. He wants to, bring in a suto, which is a false covenant, and take away the Israelites from Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and also take away people, right? And control these different individuals by marking them with his technology and therefore making them his own. Right, so that's what he wants to do to you individuals, track, mark, and all of that. So this has been, a blowing of the trumpet of the M.O.T.B. regarding this, what Esau Edom is doing with it. So with that, I'll say shalom to those elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.